Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Going to go over our Forex trades for today, Thursday, October 23rd. A little bit busier in spin. We had 4 trades, pulled out 15.8 pips. We'll go over them in a minute. First economic data came out this morning was manufacturing. So the lowest print in the last 3 or 4 months. It was actually a pretty big decline. Are we surprised? Absolutely not. With Europe, their economy contracting so hard. China's economy's been contracting, although it's still up 7%, but it's down from about 9% a year ago. This is just going to be more of a drag on our economy. Should be interesting to see what the government, if they give a reason, what that reason will be. They seem to try to blame the weather, but as far as I know, the weather's been pretty good here in the States for September and October for the past month or so. I don't believe we've had snow that would cripple the economy by much. So we'll see. They probably won't even give an excuse. The Fed will probably brush it off as well. Anyway, so let's go to the trades. We should have done better. We pulled out 15.8 pips, but this is how we traded it. We don't take a whole lot of risk when we trade, so if we were willing to take a little more, we would have done better. U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. These are pure scalp trades. We had 3 of them. Last night we had a long in U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, 107.181. We picked up 3.2 pips. It moved a little higher than that, but it wasn't a bad trade. It's a little bit difficult to see because this is 30-minute charts, which we use more for our swings than for scalps. For scalps, it looks like a little bit more of a move, a little easier to read. But it was struggling even on a scalping. If you look at a 5 or 15-minute chart, it was a little struggling to move up. But we took the 3.2, and then a little while after that, about 2 hours later, we had a short in U.S. dollar Japanese yen 107.122. Excuse me, 107.136. We picked up 1.4 pips there. It wasn't breaking down. And then, of course, about an hour or so later, it tried to break down a little bit harder. So, but again, they're just quick scalps looking to make whatever you can make. Not going to risk a whole lot. This is the killer here, though. This is the trade. We went long. This was this morning around 7, maybe 7 o'clock or so. Even a little later than that, 7:45 or something. We went long around 107.609. It's going right in our favor right off the bat. We're up 8, 9, 10 pips, whatever. As you see there, we picked up 7.4 pips when we made the decision to get out. We knew the economic data, the manufacturing data that we spoke about earlier, was coming out at 8:30 a.m. So we wanted to be out. We didn't want to take the risk of that data negatively affecting our position. So we picked up 7.4 pips and got out. And then the move up here is the move. This is 8:30 here. This is the move from the data. It was positive for the U.S. dollar here. At least that's the way the big traders traded it. It made the U.S. dollar strengthen, made the Japanese yen weaken, and you can see this thing just take off. It went all the way up. Believe this, 108.25. We got out 107.68. So you're looking at, what is that? That's 25, and there's 55, 56 pips that we left on the table. It would have been nice to hold it through that number, and even if we sold out near the figure, would have been really solid. You're talking another 30 pips or so, 28 to 30 pips. You're not gonna get out exactly the figure, a little ahead of it. And you can see it got to the figure and kind of stalled for, this is a half an hour chart, so it kind of stalled here for about an hour before it finally broke through the figure. So obviously, bullish on U.S. dollar, bearish on Japanese yen. Japan, their economy's been totally struggling, and they're doing their massive QE program. We've been winding down the QE, although there's been a lot of call that the QE needs to come back, or QE4 needs to be started. If they in fact do start it, you're not gonna see the strength so much in the U.S. dollar, but that decision hasn't been made yet, and no announcement's been made. So in the meantime, the U.S. dollar will probably continue to strengthen while this Japanese yen is going to continue to weaken. So you're going to get your blips down like here, for a couple of days or whatever, but the overall trend is going to be higher, at least temporarily. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. This was a swing trade. The signal was 94.629, 628, something like that, 627. By the time we got in, we averaged in as we normally do, 94.668. Unfortunately, this was all around we had the signal from yesterday and overnight. It didn't get hit until about 7:30 this morning, which really turned us off for being in this trade, because we knew. Matter of fact, I think it was 7:32 was the exact time. It kind of turned us off because we knew at 8:30 that data's coming out, and yes, it's not a direct U.S. dollar currency pair, but it's, that news could impact all currencies just because the U.S. economy is what it is. It's huge. So we decided just to get out. We made 3.8 pips on the thing. On different pieces. The last piece we lost about 0.3 pips. On the first piece we made about 9 pips, and the second piece we made about 4 pips or so. So overall, we picked up 3.8 pips, and you can see here the news comes out 8:30, and it was really jiggling around, and then finally it started to take off. It consolidated here for several hours, then finally took off, and it ran all the way up over 90. So if you're in this trade, it was a good trade. It was you could easily picked up 20 pips to 25 pips without much of a problem at all. But we decided to get out just because of that number, the manufacturing. Also, initial jobless claims was coming out at 8:30, although that's every week, so it's not that big of a deal. But it was more about the manufacturing this morning. Excuse me. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up. If you're still trading now, good luck. If any signals come out, they'll be coming your way. And we'll be back tomorrow, assuming we get some action later today.